Hello, Zcom Rebel, back with you. Alright, so let's get on to the winners. Let's have a look here. We're going to have a look at some of the videos. If you don't know how this works, every time I do a live stream, which is every day, all you need to do is comment, either ask a question or comment onto the video. This is for Facebook and YouTube. And what I'll do, I will randomly select a winner and ask out your question. So, and you're going to win $10 worth of Bitcoin Cash. So all you need to do to enter in that is to put in your Bitcoin Cash in the comments, and put your comment, your question there. And I'm going to draw a winner now for the one for yesterday. All right. Okay. So this was the one. What today is? Today is the 7th. That one I'll delete. Okay, so this is the one from yesterday. We talked about Litecoin, Latronium, Tron, and Bitcoin Cash. Let's pick a winner. Hopefully we got a good question. And the winner is Crypto Fajetta. Awesome. So I'm holding TRX, ETN, and LTC. Just Bitcoin Cash is not in my portfolio. I guess it will come soon. Well, let's hopefully this is your Bitcoin Cash address wallet. Okay, so let's send a payment through. Just bear with me. I will now just transfer those funds. My other wallet. Okay, so I'm going to send roughly $13 Aussie, which is about $10 US. I'll send that through now. Good thing is you're only looking at a 4-cent fee at the moment, so which that's how much it costs to send, as opposed to some of the other ones, which is a lot more. All right, so I'm going to send that through now. Now, when you get it, just please comment to let me know either on the live stream or on the comments on this live stream after it's posted. Just let us know that you received it. That'd be great. Just going to send that through now. Okay. Done. That's awesome. All right. Well, congratulations, Crypto Fajetta. I might holding Tron, ETN, and LTC. It's a good question. I might just add your question into here. I've got some questions here that I've got off some of the comments. So I went through some of the comments of the last video, and we had a quick look. I just want to bring up. I was talking to Tyler, and Tyler says, you know, you should have held on a little bit longer for which one we're talking about here? Bread, I think it was. Now I bought in bread, I think about 70 cents, and doubled my money on this one. Now it's over $3. And basically, he was saying, you know, it was a bad trade. You could have held out a lot longer. Why didn't you do that? And basically, I just responded to him to say, look, it's how much you invest, and exactly the amount of money they put in. For example, if you put in like $100, then you're only going to, if you 2x, then you're only going to make maybe $100 profit. If you put in 100K and you 2x, you know, you're going to make 100K. So you got to look at these things, and whether it's short-term stuff that you're doing like cash flow, or whether it is something long term that you're doing. So when you start out, maybe hodling is not the best way. For example, if I only had invested $100 in bread, how long would I have to hodl for to to become a millionaire or something? It's just not going to happen. Okay, you need to have a fair bit invested, maybe 10k, maybe when you're at 100k and you start investing in some of these ICOs or these coins that hit 10x, 20x, 30x. That's when it's going to make a difference. So, having $100 in bread is not going to make you a millionaire, and holding on for a long, long time is not going to help either. So I just want to bring that up. A few other ones there. Rambo says, which exchange accept Litecoin for deposit? Not really sure about that question, Rambo. Basically, most exchanges accept the Litecoin deposits. So if you're talking like Binance, for example, practically all of them have the wallets to accept Litecoin for depositing. So I can't think of anyone that doesn't accept Litecoin for deposit. Alex says, what do I think about Cardano? That was one of the questions to write down. So let's have a quick look at that now. Had a quick look here before. Actually, we'll go to the market and just see what the market's happening today, and then I'll move into Cardano. Okay, so at the moment, Bitcoin's moved up a little bit. Not much today, but we've moved to about 17,000. Ripple's hasn't really moved much, 5% at 324. Ethereum's gained about 10%, back up to 1,100, which is looking good. Bitcoin Cash up 15%. We're now hit 3 grand again. Now, recently it did hit 3 grand. I'm not sure. I think when it was over 3 grand, maybe this is a new high, but that's definitely a good thing for Bitcoin Cash. Cardano stable at $1 at the moment, and Litecoin stable at 300. NEM's around the same, $1.73. Stella's lost about 7%. Tron and IOTA not doing anything at the moment, and Dash up 12. EOS 17, which is good, and Monero going along. Big jump from Quantum at 49%. That's a huge one. Neo 5, Bitcoin Gold. So as you go down the list, so that's sort of the state of the market for today. So there, let's have a look at Cardano. So if you have a look at Cardano, you can just see. Look, if you have a look at this chart, okay. Essentially, at this period of time, it was 2 cents for a long time. Okay, if you got into it any of this stage, it was even a lot less then, but it was roughly 2 cents. And then in the sort of beginning, late November, early December, it went up to like 11 cents. So right then you're at 5x if you had just held on for that time and waiting for the move. So, big move there, 5x, stabilized out 11 cents for some time, well, a couple of weeks really. And then December went to 20, right up to 50 cents, come back a bit, 40 cents. And then hit a high of like $1.15, I think. No, $1.22. Yeah, about $1.25 maybe. And currently is sitting at $1.02, I think, today. Yeah, or about $1. So that's where the market is. So people might be asking, well, what do I think about it? Should I get into it? Now, the thing is that maybe you should have been asking that question back here when it was 2 cents. Okay, because the project hasn't really changed. They still had the same information back in as they are now, except the markets, discovered it, thought it, and had time to process it, and they've started to put their money into it. So the time, all this time here was available for this project, and then this is when it started to get momentum. Now, it could still go a lot more. If we have a look at this, if we have a look at the, go back to here. So Cardano is at 26 billion. Now it would have to increase 10 times, roughly go to maybe $10 on this current scenario to be more than Bitcoin. Okay, or you can look at another. Because it's rapidly risen up. So that's sort of where its place is in it. So another 10 times. So it's maybe 1/10 the size of Bitcoin. Okay, at the moment, market cap. So you got to take that into consideration. The total supply, I think, is on, what have we got here? 32, nearly 31 billion on the total supply. And we should have a quick look at the markets. Mainly, here we go. Most of the volume is Bittrex, followed by Binance, and Binance again. So practically all the volume is Binance, which is that new exchange I talked about recently, which most people are moving to, and then Bittrex. They're moving out of Bittrex because of the laws, the proposed laws as the Trump's administration's putting through. So, there's still, I'm not going to say that it's not going to continue to go up. Depends on whether people, that are already invested in it, like the people have really invested large sums of money, if they decide to sell out and cash out, okay? At this stage, I think it's still early because they haven't really come to, they're not in the market with a product yet. So there's no product. If you check out, their site, we'll have a quick look at their roadmap. This is actually their roadmap on the site. They launched their mainnet. They've got all these different things they're going to do. They're still working on their wallets, different signatures. They describe themselves as like a different Bitcoin, but they're more like Ethereum, smart contract. They want to do, a lot more with that sort of stuff. They got voting, paper wallets. So these are some of the stuff they're bringing out over the course of the next year. So it's going to be some time, debit cards. It's going to be some time before they actually bring this out. They're trying to solve a lot of the issues with the currencies, but there's a lot of currencies trying to do that. The only thing I can say about this is there are a lot of people involved, a lot of smart people, and a large team to do that. So I was just reading, like, why are we building Cardano? So back basically 2015, they come up with the idea, and they go through the different points here and learning from the other altcoins. Okay, and they basically, it's one company that has put this together. And basically they're trying to find the best people throughout the world. So you can read this if you like. They use a different idea called a proof of stake instead of mining, which is essentially using proof of work. So you mine and then do the then you can confirm those transactions, and that's how you get paid. Proof of stake is a different system, and it's used on other coins, and it's not intensive with power usage. Okay, but essentially it's a mechanism for voting. Essentially, the people that hold the most of Cardano, they will then have voting rights as to and they'll be the ones that'll be securing the transactions. Okay, they'll have full nodes that will secure the transactions, and that because they hold the most, that way it'll be done. It's very similar. This sort of similar to Steem It. If you've had a look at Steem It or been on that platform, you can always check it out. I've got a link below this video. You can check it out if you're not sure about Steem It. But essentially, same sort of thing. They've got a voting system, a proof of stake, and it's not like normal mining. Okay, so there's a lot of information here. This is all their documentation. It is pretty full on what they're trying to achieve. So it's a massive project. It's going to take a long time. The quick introduction is, it's basically saying that. They want to deal with the speed. You own your money. What else they do? Proof of stake instead of that. Instead of mining, they do sort of talk about scaling. I couldn't find sort of how too much. How fast this network's going to run and how much they're going to process. Because by the time they get this out, they might be existing solutions that scale better than this. I don't know. We'll see as time goes on. So it's worth checking out. You can have a check out there at the website. Let's have a quick look at it now. And that's their website there. All right. So it's pretty. It's pretty amazing. They're number 5 on the list, as you can see here. Number 5, market cap 26 billion, and they got nothing at the moment. They got an idea. People have invested in it, and it's just a matter of time to see whether it's going to eventuate. It has moved up a lot, from 2 cents, so it's 50x. But you've seen things like Ethereum, just how much they go up. So this could be like Ethereum. It could go up 1000x. Who knows? So it's well worth it. But just remember that it would have been, if you'd got in at the earlier stages, then it wouldn't have been a problem. But now, you know, it's had a lot of hype, because this is the problem. They have any coin that can have a lot of hype. They still haven't produced a product. And the price increases a lot. And when everyone gets excited about it, the people invested early, and pump that, they can then sell out. And basically, you're the one that bought in it at $1, and next minute you're thinking, wow, it's at 50 cents or 25 cents. Maybe I made a mistake. Okay, so those are the things you got to be careful of. Alrighty, let's go back to some more questions. So thanks, Alex, for that. Hopefully that will answer some of your questions. Before I go on the questions, I will check if we have anything in the live chat. Yes, Crypto Vegeta. Can you look into it, a BLT Bloom token? Sure can, and how we may buy through my Ether wallet. Okay, cool. I'll check that out for you. I might talk about that. I'll see if I got time to talk about that tonight. I think I have come across Bloom. I did look at it before, so I will see what I can do. If not, I'll cover it tomorrow. And yes, hi. I hope I get your name right. It's Chanel, Chanel, Nahal maybe. So yeah, sorry about your pronunciation of that. Hopefully, but thank you for joining me. If you got any questions, just put it in the live chat for me. Okay, so let's back to the questions. Audrey asked before about a portfolio on mobile. Now he said he basically that. You know what, recommend I'm not on my computer 24/7. Okay, so this is the thing, we aren't on our computers 24/7. Some of us have got jobs, we do different things, you can't always be there. So for example, I talk about Exodus wallet, okay, because I think that's a great app, but it's basically, you know, on your PC or your laptop, your desktop. It's just sitting there waiting. Now, if you're out and about and you know you don't have Exodus, you can't perform those transactions. So what do you need for that? Well, you'd need another app. Now, there's a few different apps. I've done some on Bitcoin.com. They've got just so you know what that one is, they have their own app. You can check it out here. And just remember Bitcoin.com, and they've got Android, Apple, Windows, Linux. Also, you know, they do, you can do it on your mobile phone, like both Android and Apple iOS. So I've actually done a couple of videos before on this one. Now with this, it depends on what coins you're trying to interact with, because these coins, we only got Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash currently. They may introduce more later, but this is what they have at the moment. Now another one I have used in the past, I don't currently use, but it's sort of, I wouldn't say it's the best, but they seem to have like the whole market for this. And this is the Jaxx wallet. So it's Jaxx, JAXX.io. Be careful when you're downloading any type of wallet, okay? Make sure it's the real wallet before you download it, because they might have Jaxx spelt slightly different. Everything looks the same, and you download it and transfer funds into it, and all of a sudden they're gone. So you got to make sure you have the correct wallet, and you know it's not some pretend wallet that's trying to scam you. So the Jaxx wallet, basically you can check it out. I've used it on iOS. I think I might have used it on my Mac, but I mainly used it on iOS. It's the best out of I would say it's a bad bunch. I don't like many of the apps on mobile. I've tried a few of them, and you know, maybe I was trying to think whether the bread was great. I don't know. Bitcoin.com one, that was pretty good. Jaxx would probably be the sort of best, I suppose, the best looking mobile one that I've come across. If you know of anything better, that'd be great. And then yeah, but the Jaxx wallet would be the way to go. And essentially, it allows, the good thing about this is you've got Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Classic, Litecoin, Dash, Zcash, and I think they're adding more as they're going. So it's good. However, I have run into problems where I will see transactions and they'll keep coming up, or they won't display. So I've had to you wouldn't want to be transferring large sums of coin with Jaxx, because I wouldn't feel confident. There might be people that feel confident about doing that, But I wouldn't put any more than, you know, what you're prepared to lose, maybe $100, $200. Because if you do a transaction and something goes wrong with that transaction, you may not get the help from Jaxx. Okay, I mean, you can try, but you may not get it. It's up to you to be responsible. And a bug could happen in the software as well. This happens with all apps, so it can happen. But you just it's continually using an app and then feeling comfortable with it, that it's working as it should be and that you don't have problems. But every time I use Jaxx, I have problems, especially with transactions not showing up or not sending. You think you have a balance, but you don't have a balance. So they might address these issues in the future, who knows. But Jaxx would be what I would do if you want to be, you know, stay on board for mobile, okay? Let's go back to some more questions. Back to the live questions. Please tell us if Tron is coming to an accruing exchange. Any news? Okay, I haven't heard any news yet, but if I do, I will let you know. Because I mean, it could be just rumors at this stage, but we'll soon find out. I haven't had anyone else sort of confirm that. But if anyone else that watches this video, if you do hear of anything about that, let us know. Maybe drop some of the links for where you've heard that. That'd be great. Okay, so next one was Jack says, you know, do you see any potential in Dash? Yes, I do. At the moment, I'm not holding too much Dash, but that's because I used it to get into some other stuff. But Dash is a fantastic product. So if you're not familiar with Dash, this is their website. Okay, digital cash. Okay, and they have some wallets. They got different wallets. I've used what have we got? I've used the one for the PC. I think I've used, oh yeah, there's one for the PC. Here's all the wallets. We'll have a quick look at that. So these Windows, these Mac, they've got, oh yeah, Windows, OS X. So they've got that, and mobile. They do iOS, which I've tried the iOS app. Okay, which is, you know, that one there, Dash Core iOS, and then they've got the Dash Core. Now at the moment, you try these, they're not like a Exodus and they're not like a Jaxx. They're pretty dull and boring. They're the official. Now what's happening is, you know, there's a thing coming called Evolution. And it's just there'll probably be a different name when it comes. This is just a like a code name for it. So essentially, you can check this out. I've got a prototype video. But they're already developing this new wallet system, consumer-friendly, merchant-friendly. It's going to be fantastic when it comes out. I think they're trying to make it as simple as PayPal to use, because if you ever use wallets, you know, they're not always simple. So they're going to be updating all that. So there's a lot of future in that. And just remember, when we're looking at Dash right now, Dash was currently 11th. But if you go back to, and it's at $1,300, okay. But if you go back to some historical things here, if we go back to historical snapshots, we'll load that up. We'll go back to January of 2017, 1st of January. Let's have a quick look then. It's about a year ago now. And you can see where Dash is in the list. Dash is 7th. It was $11.26. So just to recap, Dash has made $1,387, $11. So you know, that's huge gains from last year, and they still haven't got their product entirely out. And the best thing about Dash is it's fast, and they've got this great they've got this basically something a lot of others don't have, and that is what do you call it? It's like a voting mechanism. They decide on things like they needed to increase the block size recently, so to increase that, they have a system where they can all vote, and it's basically the people who own the master nodes that are invested into it, and essentially they all vote on, yes, we're going to raise that, and they can get a consensus. It's all about getting consensus when you've got a network, because it's like running software. People have to agree to it, and they've got a system for agreeing, and also they have like a treasury as well, where some of the funds from every month it's you know, it grows, and I'm not sure what they're at now. Last time I checked, I heard it was like $1.3 million think it was $1 million a month for the treasury. I'd have to check that again. Yeah, if you know what it is, let me know. But last time I checked, it was about $1 million a month, and that money is available to spend on projects, either employ more developers or advertising, whatever they want to do. They can do it, and it's growing every month. So Dash is like just going to go gangbusters as soon as they release this, but it'll start going up before they release the software, and when it goes, people will finally see their software, and a heap of people start onboarding with Dash. So yeah, I believe there's definitely a future for Dash. Let's have a look what else we got. John says, what happened to Ripple? Let's have a look at Ripple. So make sure we're on the right one. Is that today's one? Bitcoin, Ripple, yeah. So Ripple's not really moving at the moment. Okay, nothing's happening. If we just have a quick look at the volume, we'll have a look at the markets. So you can see there. So it's all through BitThumb, right? Korean markets. Now they put through $1 billion. Yeah, it looks like $1 billion. So $1 billion right today. Now if we, I wonder if we can actually look at yesterday's. Maybe not. Be interesting to see what volume it was for yesterday. I don't think I can tell that. That's all right. Basically, it'd be interesting to see what sort of volume Ripple is doing and whether it's dropping off. I'd have to have a look at some of the other charts, which I might do later. But yeah, look, it could be that people have seen such a high rise in it, and they're not jumping on board anymore. I mean, who knows? We're not sure but a lot of it's coming from the Koreans. Okay, so it might when you look at if we look at Bitfinex and BN, okay, we're talking 10% and 6% for some of these. So these 300 million volume, whereas in Korea, that's where the big move is. So like I don't know all the reasons why the Koreans are getting into it, but time will tell. But as you can see, there's not much here in some of the other exchanges. So you got to be careful about that when you see things. Plus, holding on to Ripple, I don't see it as I don't really believe in it as a project. Yeah, it's to do with the banks. I don't love the banks, and a lot of other people agree with me. And Ripple, well, that's all about making sure the banks are using the same technology on the to do with the blockchain, and they want the banks to use that technology, and still the banks are then going to improve, I suppose, what they can do. They're essentially going to make more money, and I don't feel that's going to help us. I don't think it's going to help humanity. Having the banks just having more power than what they have now, I think it's crazy. So I'm not a fan of Ripple. Alright, so then we go on to PyroTube DE. Will Tron and Cardano go up again? You know what, as I said, Cardano, they haven't released a product yet. They're still long term. But be willing, if you're going to put in, when such a high rise like that, if you put it in some invest money, you might have to wait 3 to 6 months. It might even retrace. You might put in there and it might drop to 50 cents in Cardano, right? But you've got to be then prepared for a wait to hit $1 again, and then $2 and $3 and $5 and $10. So you've got to be careful, what you do and how you invest. Same with Tron. We'll have a look at quickly where Tron is on the list. So we'll just go back here and have a quick look. So we're coming up to our half an hour mark. I'll see if I've got any other things on the chat. I'm holding Dogecoin. What's its future, Jasm? Well, I'm just waiting for this to load here. I spoke briefly about Dogecoin before. Let me know, comment there if you know of any projects that they're doing. But I don't see anything new coming out of Dogecoin. What are they doing? Are they working on new software? Are they trying to onboard people? Are they developing some new technology that other people don't have? Exactly what is going to make people get into Dogecoin? Is it going to be more private, than Monero? Or these are the things, because it will, there's nothing. It will still go probably up with the market. As the market goes up, it'll probably go up. But it's not going to be you know, the next Tron, for example. Yeah, it's got to have, to be a Tron, it has to have a project like Tron. So you can hold Dogecoin if you want to for maybe phenomenal gains, but you need to really look at the, if you're not sure how to read that, you would go into see if they've got a roadmap, or you know, you go into their Twitter, you go into Telegram, and you follow them maybe on Medium, and you see where they're at and what they're planning and what they're doing and how many devs, and then also check out GitHub. You know, check out all these things that you got to find out for yourself. I mean, you can ask me and I can tell you, and I could say, yeah, Dogecoin's great, hold on to it. It's not going to really help you. You need to sort of do your research yourself on it. But at the moment, I can't see anything that would say to me Dogecoin is, you know, an awesome project to get into. But if you do know of anything, put in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. All right, what do we got here? Holding Tron, you know, Litecoin, not in my portfolio. Okay, that's great. Yeah, so Litecoin, I think, did do a little bit of a move today. We spoke briefly about Tron before. And let's have a quick look. So Tron and Litecoin. No, Litecoin's not really moving much, but it depends on whether, you know, they start to bring out you know, any more news. Okay, the last lot of news was that Charlie Lee was you know, getting out of it, and he sold all of his Litecoin. Okay, that was the last basically I heard. I haven't really heard much else. Now, if you check out their like official Twitter, see this, August 2017. Nothing happening there on the actual Litecoin project. So, you know, maybe there's some, I know someone has got some updated status on what's happening. I mean, I think they were working on, you know, something I saw recently. I think it was just about, it wasn't Lightning, but they had there was something to do with the Litecoin, with the scaling, to make it better scaling. I'll try and find out a bit of information about that. So yeah, Litecoin. Look, I still think Litecoin's a great product because you can buy it. I can buy it where I'm at the moment. I can use it. I can transfer it. I can hold it. It's fantastic for actually getting products. Okay, a lot of people accept Litecoin, so that's pretty good. But in terms of other functionality that it does, it doesn't. And unless they come up with something new, you know, there's going to be other projects that overtake them. So yeah, that's sort of things you got to look at, because in the future there's going to be a lot more competition now. That before it was, you know, these projects here, but in the future everyone's starting to know about the, you know, crypto land. So there's going to be more money come into this space, more talent. I mean, can you imagine the people that work at Google and Facebook, you know, mega big companies with all these people and all these talents, and then they come into this space and start making products that just blow these other things out of the water? Because, you know, not like we don't, like a lot of these smaller groups, they don't have the funds to develop and get all the developers and the team members to put these things together. Hence why we have ICOs. So yeah, at the moment, Litecoin's, you know, staying stable. I still see it going up, but I can't see it, you know, skyrocketing or anything like that, or outdoing Bitcoin. I really can't see that. I still think it's going to be in the top 10 by the end of the year, just plodding along. It just depends on whether they come up with any new technologies. So that'll be interesting. All right, so I think that was about it. Just checking live chat again. Jasm Doc said he's bought some Dogecoin, value's up. He's made some money on it. Congratulations. And he bought some yesterday. So no, that's good. Look, you're still going to get some returns. I haven't actually looked at the Doge chart. We can quickly bring it up before we wrap it up. I think we're at 35 minutes now, so I don't want to keep you too long. So we'll just have a quick look here. Dogecoin, see how far it is down the list. Dogecoin up 13%, so you did well if you bought it yesterday. So we'll scroll down. As you can see, so in the past, Dogecoin has, you know, been less than a cent, 0.0015. Now this stayed basically 2014. See this? So 15, 16, 17. It's been pretty much nothing happening in the last, since maybe what is it? Maybe April of last year. We started to see the money come into this market. Now it went up as high as what would that be? Can't even do it. 0.002. Okay, and then it went back nearly all the way back down, and now it's actually went up quite a lot. So it's actually reached, I think, 1 cent for the very first time. Okay, so this is I mean, if you had bought a lot back then to this, that's a massive difference. So there's a lot of people that would be happy with Doge at this stage. So that's pretty cool. I'll just see if there's any comments on Facebook. Just give me a second. Okay, so Amran said, "What is this?" So, so just to let you know, I'm doing live streams every day, and I'm talking about basically crypto coins. So, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. You probably heard of Bitcoin. So that's what I talk about, and I talk about ICOs. I get into a lot of ICOs. So yeah, basically that's what I do. If you don't know about Bitcoin, I'm not sure where you've been all this time, but it's certainly something's been around for some time, and it depends on what your objective is. Some people just get in it to make money, but before it was making money, people used to get into it because they liked the idea of having control of their own funds and didn't like banks, and they just didn't like the system, so they would use Bitcoin to get outside that system. So that's what I'm doing, Emran. So I appreciate the question. Hopefully that will help you. If you need any more info, always check out the YouTube channel. You can always subscribe and check out some of the previous videos to get an idea of what it's all about. So I appreciate that. All right, so I think that's it. That's got all the questions, most of them answered. Bloom token. We'll have a quick look at Bloom token before we finish up. I think ICOdrops.com. I think I saw Bloom just finished recently, so we'll do a quick look. There we go, Bloom. I think this is the one you're talking about. Yeah, BLT. Okay. Token sale ended 1st of January. So they picked up 41 million. Okay, and you can watch the video. I'll quickly drop that link in here for you. Yep, so that's the link for it. You can check out what it is. You can check out their website, and now I don't think I participated in this one. I did check it out. That's right, decentralized credit scoring powered by Ethereum. Yeah, so it was to do with like these places that do risk assessment, credit storing, and all that sort of stuff. And what they're doing is they're putting it all onto the blockchain. So it's a pretty cool idea what they're coming out with. But I think there was a couple of things why I didn't invest in at the time, but it has finished. So you can still pick that one up if you didn't get into it. But yeah, you can read about it there. Now, since it's only been, I think, not very long. It's only ended on the 1st, so I don't think we have any value for it. It was $1.16. Yeah, so $1.16 for the token price. and I don't think it's because it'd be too early to be on CoinMarketCap. I don't think it'll be on CoinMarketCap yet. No. BLT. Try that again. BLT. No, didn't think so. So because that one's finished, it'll probably take a little while before it gets onto CoinMarketCap. Okay. Alrighty, I think I've covered most of your questions. So don't forget, so for tomorrow I'll be doing another live stream, and I'll be giving away more Bitcoin Cash. All you need to do is like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you get notifications, okay? And then if you want to share with someone else, you can do that too. So that'll be great. And want to make sure you put your Bitcoin Cash, not Bitcoin, but Bitcoin Cash, because that's what I'm giving away. Put that in there, and then I'll be the first thing I draw out tomorrow. Make sure you got a comment question so I can talk about that tomorrow night. That'd be great. Alrighty, I think we've covered everything. Just double check what we got left, and I think that's about it. Excellent. Alright, well, I'm glad you could join me tonight. It's pretty exciting to see you again and get some of these questions answered, so I appreciate that. So yeah, it'd be great. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Bye.